Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're looking past the usual social media hustle.
Yeah, we're digging into something maybe a bit unexpected. Flipping niche email newsletters.
Right, creating these super focused email lists, building them up, and then selling them.
Exactly. Sounds a bit strange in a world of short videos, I know. But email, it's still this direct channel. No algorithms getting in the way.
Okay, so our mission today is to really unpack how this works and, is it actually a viable thing for people?
Let's find out.
So how does this whole newsletter flipping thing even get started? What's step one?
Well, it really begins with finding a super, super specific niche.
Like really specific.
Oh, yeah. The more specific, the better, honestly. Think financial tips, but only for digital nomads living in Bali.
Okay, wow.
Or like productivity hacks for single dads who also code. The sources we saw had some wild ones. Rare Japanese arcade machines.
Frog memes. Did I read that right?
You did. Even something like doomsday prepping, but specifically on a budget. That kind of granularity.
Huh. So the weirdness is actually a feature, not a bug.
Totally. It helps you find a really dedicated, engaged group of people.
All right, so you found your incredibly specific passion, say, antique thimble collecting. What then? Just start emailing.
Well, not just anything. Consistency is key, but so is value. Even just once a week is often enough.
If the content's good.
Exactly. If it's genuinely useful or interesting for that specific audience, you're sharing tips, maybe curated links, your unique take on, thimble history.
Okay, but where do you find these antique thimble enthusiasts in the first place? They're not exactly everywhere.
That takes a bit of targeted effort. Think about where they might hang out online.
Like specific forums. Reddit?
Yeah, Reddit subreddits are great, niche Facebook groups, maybe even certain LinkedIn circles, depending on the topic.
Cross-promotion too, like shouting out other newsletters.
Definitely. Partnering with non-competing newsletters in adjacent fields can be a really good way to grow. It's all about offering real value and becoming sort of a trusted voice in that small world.
Right. So let's say you've done that. You've got this loyal group. They love your weekly thimble thoughts. Yeah. How does that become something sellable?
Okay, so this is where the engagement metrics really matter.
Like open rates.
Exactly. Consistent open rates, click-through rates. They show potential buyers that this isn't just a dead list. People are actually reading.
And you mentioned maybe adding a product.
Yeah, some creators boost the value by adding like a small digital product.
Yeah.
Maybe an ebook on identifying rare thimbles or relevant affiliate link.
Gotcha. Adds a bit of revenue potential.
Right, which makes it more attractive to buy.
So who is buying these, and where does this buying and selling actually happen? Is there like an eBay for newsletters?
Kinda. There are dedicated marketplaces. Acquire.com, MicroAcquire is another big one.
Okay.
You also see deals happening more informally, sometimes just through connections made on places like Twitter within those online communities.
And what's the payoff? Are we talking pocket money or, something more substantial?
It really varies a lot. You could see sales from just a few $100s, maybe for a smaller list, but one that's super engaged,
Right.
all the way up to tens of thousands. It depends on the list size, sure, but also those engagement numbers. And crucially, any existing revenue streams.
Tens of thousands.
Yeah.
Okay, that's definitely more than pocket change.
It can be, yeah.
Now, the sources also mentioned reviving dead newsletters. That sounds intriguing,
Yeah.
like house flipping.
It's a very similar idea. You find a newsletter that maybe lost its way, the creator stops sending, but the list itself still has potential.
Maybe the subscribers are still interested in the topic.
Exactly. So you buy it cheap, maybe freshen up the content, re-engage the audience, get those open rates back up.
And then you flip it for a profit.
Potentially, yeah, if you can successfully revitalize it.
So the big picture here, it doesn't sound like you need to be some kind of tech genius or have a massive online following.
Not at all. That's kind of the appeal.
It's more about voice and effort.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
A clear voice, a well-defined niche you genuinely care about, and the willingness to be consistent. That seems to be the core recipe.
It really shows there are these, hidden pathways online away from the mainstream platforms.
For sure. These little ecosystems where people are building real value.
Okay, so to wrap this up then, our deep dive suggests that building and, eventually selling these highly focused email newsletters is actually a pretty accessible way to potentially make some income online.
Absolutely. Which kind of leads to a final thought for everyone listening.
Go on.
What's your weird niche? What's that obscure interest or passion you have that maybe your friends tease you about but you know a surprising amount about? That overlooked corner of your own knowledge, could that be the seed for one of these valuable newsletters? Something to think about.